Hey guys, Dave from Wolf Art Hobbying here, and today we're going to take a look at how I paint my Space Wolves. With a lot of the new Space Wolf updates and new models coming out, kind of got me wanting to paint mine and finish my guys up. So when I first saw Space Wolves, the pictures I saw, the color scheme was kind of dark, dirty, and things like that. So I wanted to go with that color scheme over GW's kind of lighter blues. So the base coat on the model is Reaper's Ashen Blue. It was primed in a light gray and then used the airbrush to give the ashen blue. I like this blue because it's kind of almost a gray, so when you use a wash on it, it gets darker, and I like the color that comes out after. So the next step is we're going to come in with Drakenhof Nightshade. This is going to be put on all the armor pieces except for his shoulder pads, as those are going to be different colors, so don't want to waste any shade. So I'm just using a fairly small brush, and this is going to make sure that I get a lot of the Drakenhof in the recesses of the armor pieces. I do this because when I want to make sure that those recesses are darker than say some of the smaller recesses on the legs and details in the armor. And using a small brush like this, you get a lot more control of where that wash goes instead of using a big brush and hoping that those deep recesses get a lot of the color. You could also thin out the wash with some water or even some medium if you want more of a cleaner look. This is going to be a very dirty look to the model, which is kind of what I want. I like the feel of that these guys are in battle, so not a big fan of clean armor look, but you could also not use this wash and just pick a darker blue and start highlighting up. But when you're assembly painting these guys, you kind of want to make it fast and easy. So here I'm just, I've picked out all the armor pieces. I started thinning out the wash closer to the top of the model just to make sure that the blue lightly tinted the armor pieces but got into those recesses. So our next step is going to be coming back in with Ashen Blue, and this is going to be a very heavy dry brush. This is just to reestablish that kind of gray blue, but not totally kill the dark areas that were covered with the Drakenhof Nightshade. So I'm just going to start here on the Power Fist, and again, wanting to make sure that we kind of reestablish our base color, but not to its fullest. Now, if you wanted to, after doing this wash, you could come in with the Ashen Blue and layer in your highlights. Again, if you want to spend the time on that, that's up to you guys. But when I've got 20 or 30 of these guys that need to be painted up, I kind of want to make sure that they get highlighted pretty quickly. So here I'm just picking out the higher points of the armor, making sure I spend a little bit more time dry brushing that area so that the color can build up. The farther pieces of armor on the back of the leg and even near these shoulder and all that, I'm kind of just quickly going over it and then working my way into the center of the model, as where that would be most of the highlights would be coming in. So that's the great thing about dry brushing, is you can take it as far as you want or as little as you want too. And it's also a quick way of highlighting your model. When you're getting to these kind of flatter plates on the armor, you want to go in a circular motion. It'll give you a nice even kind of dry brushing look. It's a good tip also if you want to be dry brushing tanks or anything like that. So with that done, we're going to come in with Citadel Dry Ethereum Blue. Now I really like the Citadel dry colors, as you only need a little bit and you get a lot of value out of it from that, because you're just going to be kind of like dry brushing highlights with these colors. So whereas when you're using your paints, I feel that you tend to lose a lot of paint when you're dry brushing, just to get the pigment. So here I'm just focusing on the uppermost parts of the armor, like his helmet, the backpack, his power fist. I'm not going to go too far down on the model with this color, as I want this to be the final highlight. So as you can see, with this being my final highlight, I got this guy done pretty quickly. So when you are assembly painting these guys, you can get a lot of them done fairly quickly with this color. But also with the Citadel dries, you want to make sure that you really wipe down your brush so you don't get too much of the color, because it will stick to the model really quickly. That's what I love about the dry colors, but it's also kind of the downfall of the dry color. So as you can see here, just making sure I've got it wiped off so that I'm doing a very light dry brushing of this color. And I'm just kind of going up and down essentially on the model and letting the bristles really do a lot of the work. I'm not aiming at anything, just quickly going up and down and hitting anywhere I feel that this highlight should be. But again, with the power fist, I'm kind of going around in a circular motion so it gets more on the power fist and less on those details, because I'm going to be painting those details up after. But that's essentially it, guys. That's how I do my Space Wolf armor. Again, when you're looking at it just all in this blue, it looks kind of messy and dirty, but it gets cleaned up once you start doing more of the detail work on the model. Now, for my chapter of Space Wolves, they are called the Blood Wolves, so I don't use the traditional colors for Space Wolves, but I'll leave links to the video description in the video description below. On how I'm going to do some of these other pieces. Like the chest piece is going to be in gold. One of his shoulder pads is gold. The leather work, things like that. I've done those in previous videos, so I'll leave links to those videos in the description below, so you can go check those out, so that I'm not repeating myself over and over again. The banner on his backpack, again, they're called the Blood Wolves, so it's going to be kind of a blood color for that. Same with one of the pauldrons is going to be a blood color. So again, those the bone, things like that are going to be in the video description below, so you can go check out those videos as well. If you guys haven't already, please hit that big subscribe button and the like button. Let me know how I'm doing. Leave a comment in the comment section below. I'll also leave a link to my Facebook account, so that if you want to shoot me a message over there, feel free to leave any suggestions of what you'd like to see me paint, or any techniques on how I do things. You can also let me know on my Facebook page. There will be a link to my Patreon account as well. If you guys want to show some support that way, that would be awesome, so that I can continue keeping up to date with some models and things like that. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you for watching the video and supporting me, and have yourselves a great day.